Listen live. This is X-Cons for Trump live on IntellectualRadio.com. Subscribe, share. Once again, X-Cons for Trump live on IntellectualRadio.com with Tyrone Muhammad and Carter Trust. We want to hear from you today. That's 708-223-8953. That's 708-223-8953. We would love to hear from you today. Now, y'all know me and Carter can hold it down on the talking side. Now, we can hold the mic now. We ain't got, with this landscape of politics and BS across the country and now locally, we could talk all day. We probably could talk 5 hours, Carl. We may have to get some water.
Look, all day.
but y'all know I got the perfect co-host for that now. We'll talk all day now.
Listen.
So with that being said, Tyler, I think it's time for us to kind of, go back. It's like 2 topics until it happened. Like inauguration stuff.
Yes.
Tom Homan.
Yes.
And local politics.
Well, let's start with the Tom Homan stuff.
Go and kick it off.
Check this out, y'all. And I want you to hear me, Chicago. And even for those who might be in the bushes saying that, we hating on the migrants or the immigrants,
they in the
foreign
bushes?
Nationals, whatever it is that y'all want to call. The folks that listen to you in the bushes but don't want to call.
They won't call.
They got a comment about everything, but they ain't gonna
talk about you, but they don't make no stand. They don't take a position.
Yes. You ain't got no position, but you got a position in your mind and at your couch. So when I say the people in the bushes, that's who I'm talking about.
Right.
But real talk. Now, y'all listen to this. One of the first things that both Tom Homan and Donald Trump said was, we are coming to get the criminals. Y'all, correct me if I'm wrong. Now, is that what they said?
They did.
Those who have knowingly committed crimes, those who knowingly were released from a prison, because y'all do know that they emptied the prisons. That is not a myth. That is facts.
But our jails that arrested them and released them back. They didn't send them back.
No, and didn't send them back, which is the law. And people love to throw in the law. When you are here as a guest and you commit a crime, you are automatically shown the door. That has not happened with this group of illegal immigrants that we have here in the city of Chicago. But I digress. And so you have the mayor who then stands up right after they specifically said criminals. The mayor stands up and says, the police department ain't gonna help. I'm not going to allow my police department to help. You know what the kicker about that is? The only thing the police department will really have to do is give them a piece of paper for the person that they have probably brought in. It's as simple.
But why do we need to pay? What's your ID? You got ID? All right, let's run a check.
But here's my thing.
Out who that person
is as simple as printing off a sheet of paper.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to have the police department to do that. All you need is a person with access to the records.
Mm-hmm.
But we talk about the ignorance, because that's what Brandon said, you see. That it was the ignorance of Tom Homan to expect Chicago Police Department to help him do his job. Now, let me ask you this, Chicago. Aren't Homeland Security helping Chicago with its problem if they rid them of criminals? I'm just asking. Y'all just help me a little bit here.
Yeah, you
right.
I
realize
but the culture of Chicago,
sense,
right, and violence and criminal.
I realize that common sense ain't common.
It ain't.
But just riddle me now. Help me here, y'all. I just.
But you looking at it with a common sense approach. They don't have common sense, Carter. If they had common sense, they would have heard us hollering from the beginning when you was talking about the park.
Yeah.
They would have listened to you then. The only reason they closed it because they couldn't do it. Because if y'all wouldn't have been hollering, you wouldn't have been protesting, and y'all community that didn't, what's that, Austin? Who didn't fight for that park, they would have had them in there.
Yeah.
Then you go over to Wadsworth. I think Wadsworth happened first.
Yep.
And I went to jail there. So we going to jail saying nothing. No, I went to jail for Wadsworth. And I went to jail for Holiday Inn. Wait a minute. I went to jail for going and stand and say, and this the crazy part, Carter. Wadsworth and South Shore. We asked that those facilities be used to help at-risk youth that's out here committing crime. To teach manhood training, to have a safe space for our kids, young people to come and feel protected in the sanctuary of a building with men there directing their path, and probably mental health therapists, and probably some food being cooked by our sisters. Something.
Wow.
They denied us the use of those buildings.
Wow.
Not only did they deny us the use of those buildings, they took our tax dollars to rehab those buildings to make them ready for non-citizens.
Wow.
And then lock us up for feeling some type of way. Lock us up on a public facility. The power that you have to just be able to make a building what is it? Unlawful. Just by a building that's public today becomes unlawful tomorrow because the government said so.
And only unlawful
because
if you look like us.
Wow.
Because it was only unlawful if you were one of us going or stepping onto the property. So we must keep that in mind as well, Chicago.
So criminals, Carter mentioned. Chicago has never cared about. Chicago is founded by criminals.
Wow.
Chicago, America has been founded by criminals.
You know,
they broke laws. People break. This is the crazy part, right? I don't want to talk about the hate that hate produce or the root of the tree, right? They don't want to go there.
Oh, no,
they keep plucking fruits and then expect us to never see the tree. So just keep putting the fruit in our face.
Just eat. Just look. Eat this fruit. Don't worry
about
it.
As a matter of fact, don't worry about the seeds.
That's it. Just yeah.
If the seeds happen to make bad trees that produce bad fruit, just don't worry about the original tree.
Yeah.
Just keep chopping down the bad trees.
Yeah, because some of the fruit gonna die, and it's okay. Just
and we need more bad trees.
We need them bad.
We need
trees.
bad apples.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just ironic to me that God, I think we in the twilight zone. You know why I think we're in the twilight zone? Because we sitting here telling these people. We look like we just said no. This how we look when we talking. No. And they just looking at us like we crazy.
Like, wow, like
they hollering down there.
Why they so mad?
Why they mad?
Why
you ain't mad?
That's the question. Why aren't you?
But we not mad.
Angry.
But we not really angry.
Well,
in a sense,
now,
I'm talking about. I've seen some angry people, and they hollering, girl. They ain't doing nothing. I'm telling you, I've seen them down in Spring City Hall. They just angry,
just mad,
but they not organizing to stand. See, I'm gonna help Tom Homan.
Baby, listen.
Tom Homan. Anybody listening got to understand. We don't need the police department. We don't need the state police or whatever J.B. Prison think he's going to do to help us get rid of illegals who violated our communities, who violated our women, children, and who have done those things to us in a way. But I often say we keep focusing on migrants, but we also going to stop the violence from black men and boys that's terrorizing black women and children.
Yeah.
They don't talk about that type of conversation that Tyrone Muhammad has. They only want to focus on.
Because we got to talk about it.
You got to talk about it. And then how do I violate these shorties and let the law deal with them when the elected officials are crooks and they haven't provided
Provided
any
any
opportunity for these
opportunities
babies
or services, and you get one or two programs here or there, but
and
it's
get
certainly
all the
not
money in the
enough.
world to go to
And
prison.
you look at the money that has been spent to house and to take care of our visitors. And it is a travesty. It is a travesty that our kids are still suffering in the streets. It is a travesty that you have our elected officials standing up and talking about all these wonderful programs and all these things that get done, and it only reaches 1.9% of the young people in the city of Chicago. What kind of effect is that really having?
It doesn't. Real quick, y'all listening live to Ex-Con for Trump on IntellectualRadio.com. Subscribe, share, IntellectualRadio.com. Go make sure y'all subscribe and share. And for any of you all to have any comments or any thoughts of your own about what we're talking about, feel free to call in 708-223-8953. That's 708-223-8953. Oftentimes, Carter, people always, they are followers and they have no real input in anything, but then they got all of the comments about a thing, right? But when you give them an opportunity to call in, to voice their opinions, to just share their thoughts and ideas, to let people know that they're not just blind puppets listening and that, and you want to hear, I really want to hear people ideas, because if I do something, then what they think they is, who they don't
Right.
speak for us.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
really do. But then you can speak with us. You can tell us what to say for you if we in those spaces, because Carter and I are on Fox and other programs all the time. So if we able to convey what the sentiment of the people are, then that creates legitimate leadership and a
Exactly.
legitimate voice.
Exactly.
They know that we are representing the people, Carter.
That's right, because they hear our voices, and certainly some of the opinions that you hear are our personal opinions, but we also want to carry the voices of the people of Chicago. We want your voices to be heard as well, and that's why it's so important for you guys to comment, call in, and voice your opinion. Have a say. If you don't agree with what we're saying, you don't agree with our opinion, you don't agree with how we see things. Hey, let's rock it out. Let's agree to disagree.
It's like when we was talking ex-cons with Trump, then you take a position. Then you got people, man, Trump, I hate him. Wait, I have the right to take a position.
Yes.
You ain't taking now. What's your position? And I think we took the right position.
Of course we did. And let me just say something else, guys. When you really think about this, and we're talking, and I looked at some statistics earlier about the murder rate in Chicago. We are although we are down, all of the other major crime or murder states that were in the top 10 for murders all went down in double digits. We're the only state that went down in a single digit. We only went down 9%. All of the other states, New York, New Orleans, Tennessee,
But who give us
Detroit,
these
Boston.
statistics? Where we get these from?
I pulled mine from
What's that?
It's a website that basically gives you like the points of different things that are
That's
happening
been reported.
within the state and the
Right.
city of Illinois, city of Chicago and the state of Illinois.
So
And so
they
it's called
probably go
Wire
off of
Points.
what been reported in
What has
terms of
been reported?
police
Yep.
report, or it's coming from different places, because I know of crimes that's happening that people are not reporting. I
So
know
do
some
I.
carjackings. I know some robberies.
Yep. So do I.
I don't even know. Yeah, I know of a couple of robberies and stuff of women that got robbed and carjacked. They called the police about the car, but not necessarily about being robbed.
Oh,
So
what? That's
it's like
But that's the same thing for with the situation with the migrants starting to take over apartment buildings. See, right now you got people only talking about Aurora, Colorado.
Yeah,
but we saw it in real time right here in Chicago over on the South Side. And that's just what we happen to see on YouTube. But we know that it's happening all over the place. But you know they're not gonna report that.
No, they can't report. That's why I say we watched. I remember Tracy and I was in the courtroom for George Blakemore. And we watched the judge let go at least 10 migrants because the police did not come in there to press charges. But then the police was in there to press charges on black kids.
Oh yeah,
So the black guys and brothers and sisters, the police was there for them. So those cases get thrown out, and it's like they never existed.
Wow.
And they're not reporting on that stuff because it looks bad for Brandon and J.B. Pritzker when the migrants are committing these crimes, and they
don't want the numbers out.
And so it looked bad for them in making the decision.
They don't want the statistics to show. They don't want people to really know what's going on. But those people who are right there in the midst of the crime that's happening, they know. And that's why, public, it is so important for you guys to call in. It's so important to get involved. If you see something, you hear this all the time. If you're in the airport, if you're on the train, if you see something, say something. We got to start saying stuff. We we sit back and it ain't my problem and it don't affect me. But at some point, it will affect you. At some point, it's going to knock at your door. And I also saw in those statistics that 95% of the murders, there were 95% of the murders, out of 95% of the murders committed in the city of Chicago, 77% were of black men and women, with a clearance rate of about 51%.
You said
so they say
70%,
77%
was against black people.
Was against black people.
What clearance rate? Who has a clearance rate of 50-some%? They're lying.
Hey, wait, that's
lie.
When I saw
they're
that,
lying.
When I saw that, I said,
I'd be lucky to have a clearance rate of 8%.
When I saw that, I was like, ask the families of the victims in the city.
Wow.
And if you just find, talk to a couple of families, they'll tell you could survey them and you find out that ain't true. But this is for 2023. It's not a carryover. So, but that's still not good, and that still means that out of 77% of our brothers and sisters that are murdered, they may only solve 25 to 30. That's a problem for me.
God, we got, before we go on and talk about these local officials, first let me say once again, you're listening to Ex-Cons for Trump, the number 4. Trump Live on Intellectual Radio with Tyrone Muhammad and Kyler Truck. And please subscribe and share IntellectualRadio.com and just show your love. But call in live right now, 708-223-8953, 708-223-8953. Kyler, we got inauguration tickets. You going?
I'm trying.
We gotta get this.
You know what? No. Wait, no.
We gotta go to inauguration. We're gonna get some balls. We gotta get some balls.
Right.
Hey, listen. I'm getting in some balls. I don't care.
Yes.
Hold on, no Diddy. I'm getting in the ballroom.
I was gonna say that inauguration.
Hey,
I'm like,
I wanna let you. Hey, I'm getting in that. You know what I'm saying? We getting in those balls. That is for real. We going.
Yes.
We going. We gonna figure that out, man. We gonna. Hey, listen. We gonna get the inauguration. We got them tickets coming.
Yeah.
Now we got work on getting next to the people.
Yes.
Once we get there, right? To talk about the issues of Chicago. J.B. Pritzker, you're not gonna talk us out the money we need for our communities. Brandon Johnson with that crap. This man has had a mandate from the people. Y'all need to shut y'all mouth. And since you didn't do nothing for our state,
baby,
and you didn't do nothing for our city, Brandon, don't stop Trump them from giving us what we need. Well, we're going to represent ourselves. We're going to get it. But I'm telling y'all, it's going to probably take us to go get the money, because they ain't giving it to them.
Wait a minute, would you?
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't either.
But because of the people.
But we gotta go get it.
We
for
gotta
our people.
go get it for
we
the
gotta
community.
go get it for our people.
Now we can act crazy all we want to and think that these people, they lost across the board. They lost House and Senate.
Wait, did you hear Kamala the other day telling them? Yeah, she's telling the Democrats, y'all, don't get weary, y'all. We still gotta fight.
Oh, Lord.
Listen,
what's she fighting?
Y'all better be fighting on a new playbook.
Oh,
that's what they better be fighting on, because that one y'all using,
Carla, they can't change their stripes.
Listen,
it's impossible. They gonna hold on to the last brainwashed Democrat. They gonna hold on to the last black person. Stop realizing that, you know what? They really ain't doing nothing for us. They gonna hold on until we build the necessary movement to deal with this. On this note, and where we're going, local politics.
But keep in mind, Tyrone, a lot of people do realize that.
Then what's the problem?
No. Because see, what we talk a lot about.
Yeah.
The fact that we had an increase in Republican votes.
Yeah.
But please don't forget,
they stay home.
Triple the number was like screw both of
them. Exactly. I like that. So independent party and other stuff is available. Republicans, Chicago is for the taking. Now I'm gonna say it again, because this is a Democratic-led city and state. Republican, I ain't even talking to the local Republicans.
No.
National Republicans that listen to me, that actually, once we send this tape out, we're gonna send it out to Twitter and this broadcast. National Republicans that's listening to us, we're telling you, if Carla trusted Tyrone Muhammad is good enough to be on y'all Fox stations telling you about the condition of our community, then we good enough to tell you, National Republicans, that Chicago is for the taking and that our people need resources. Our community is open to get the right, what should I say, legislation and policies
and the right
legislators to lead our community out of the conditions that our communities have been in for as long as I've been alive.
And now is the time.
It's the time.
And now is the time. And I said that in one of the first broadcasts that I did over a year ago. The first thing I said was, if you are an independent candidate, if you are a Green Party candidate, if you are an independent, and if you are a Republican, now is your time in the city of Chicago, state of Illinois. We are tired of the BS that the Democratic Party is serving up. And it is time for us to start looking elsewhere. Let me say something to you, Black America. If you didn't learn anything else from this past election, know this: your vote matters.
Oh, man.
Listen.
It really does.
They pandered for your vote. And if they didn't need it, they wouldn't have worked so hard to
and
get it.
If they didn't need it, they wouldn't be so mad that they didn't get enough votes to win. So guess what? Local politics, we would be knocking at the doors of the community saying, vote your local elected officials out of office. Every seat has to be challenged.
Every seat
has to be challenged.
No more free rides. No more free rides. We got people.
They're not spending no money in some of these wars and
every single person that runs for elected office
in Chicago,
in the city of Chicago, in the greater Chicago area, they all need to be challenged.
Yes.
They all need to be challenged. It is time out for us to go along and get along. Take the turkey. Take it if you need it. Take the ham. If you need it, take it. But people, don't y'all be sitting out there selling out for no turkey.
Please don't sell out.
This is more important than that.
Please stop.
But if they
selling
come
out
to
for
your
that
door,
old dry box
they
of
come to
food.
your building, take it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna tell you not to take it. Use them like they use you. Because that's all they've done in the last 60 plus years is take advantage.
Taking you and put their cronies and
of the
homies
black
in position
vote.
to constantly pimp you. They've been pimping us. How you pimp people? Do you know what? I say it all the time. God, I'm tired of these pastors.
Ooh.
I'm tired of these pastors and politicians. If they gave us something, they would see how much we can support them. They expect you to come to Springfield and you starving and broken. You starving, broken. How
They
do
want
you
you to
come and
come.
give your time to something when your elected officials come down here and side with the wrong against you all the time?
All the time. And even for the people who have gone down, for those of us who have gone down there, those of us who make the trip to sit down in front of our legislators and to look them in the face and to say to them, this legislation does not make sense, or this legislation does not work for our people. Or as I said to my state legislator, Don Harmon, would you ask the citizens of Oak Park and River Forest to vote for this elected school board measure that you asking us to vote for in Chicago? Would you serve that up where you live?
Called you out, Don. What's your answer?
Would you serve that up where you live? And he just sat there and looked at me.
What?
Like, wait, what? Yeah.
He had to think about that.
He didn't expect to be. See, I tell people all the time, know your audience.
He expected this. He expected. Oh Lord.
Know your audience. Like I said, when you got people who are well read, who are averse of the information and the situations, you got to bring your A game. You know what I realized about some of these politicians?
They don't know nothing.
They don't know nothing.
Because I've seen it. They've given them bills and they'll just submit the bills from lobbyists and lawyers without ever reading.
And do you know what? I've called my state legislator and my state representative and asked them about bills, and they didn't know what I was talking about.
Nah, they don't know.
It's like,
because they're not writing them. It's a special interest group that's mostly writing the bills to take your resources and money, your revenue from you.
When you find out a bill is hitting the Senate floor, the House floor, if you don't have the time to read those bills, then doggone it, hire somebody.
Yeah.
Hire somebody. And that's their sole
job
to sit down and go through, or don't get on the committee.
Don't get on it.
How about don't do the job?
You know why they get on those committees? Because it's prestige. I think in some committees they get extra money.
I think, yeah. Within the city, I know they do.
See, hey, y'all. The elections are coming up real soon in the local automatic races, state reps, state senators, Congress people, county board presidents, a lot of the county commissioners, committee persons. If you think you can do this work, you just start at a committee spot.
Yep,
because they open. Yep. They actually open. You know what? A lot of these wards, I think, or is it called districts? Are open for. I'm talking about as far as committeemen. So Republican, they make it run as a Republican committee. I mean, it's open.
It is, but also, even if it's not open,
you
got a lot of people sitting in those Republican committeeman seats that are Democrats.
Wow.
And they're just sitting there to hold the space. Oh yeah, you got a lot of those.
That's a lot of games going on, y'all.
Oh yeah, a lot of games to be played.
So we got to get serious about our election. That's more important now. Trump in. We got him in now. We got you in, Trump. We're going to call on you. See, this is what they don't get. We don't care who in. We got to hold them accountable.
Hold them accountable.
I don't care, Trump. What Trump going to do? Man, what did Biden do for you?
Right.
That's the question. But watch how we hold Trump accountable where we didn't hold Biden. I'm talking about our community gonna have something to say. They'll let this man pimp them and play in their face. And responsible for mass incarceration of their sons,
and
brothers, daughters,
aunties,
uncles, grandparents.
Yeah.
And won't even get up and get out their own way.
Listen. But also, Tyrone, I want to talk real quick. As you know, the city passed the budget this week. And no, we didn't see a property increase this time.
Lord.
We didn't see one this time. But people,
about to pay something else.
Listen to me. You are about to catch it. Those of you that work a little part-time job to pay for cable and streaming services, the increase that the city is charging you or taxing you is going to net the city $13 million.
Wow.
The increase that you're going to have to pay now to bag your groceries in the grocery store is going to net the city $5 million.
Wait. I already pay high grocery bills. But to bag my groceries, which should come when we grew up, bags came, was a part of the package of buying groceries from a grocery store. So you telling me that I'm gonna bag my groceries up, I'm gonna buy this high expensive grocery, and I'm gonna pay you extra to bag it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. Okay, keep going.
Yes, sir.
Let that sink in.
Let that sink in. And then there is the
so you got to bring your own bags.
You better. And then there is the personal rental fee
for cars.
It's for anything that you're renting for your personal use.
So it could be a house, Airbnb, anything.
Anything that you're renting for personal use.
What about a drill from Home Depot?
Anything that you're renting for personal use. That's going to net the city another $13 million.
Are y'all listening to? Did they ask y'all if this is what y'all wanted?
But no, I'm sorry, that's not the rental. The property rental is actually going to net the city $130 million.
Property rental.
Any kind of personal property, anything that you're renting
for
your personal use. There's
so you said Airbnbs,
Airbnbs, hotels.
Wait. You saying the hotels are getting taxed?
Yes, and
they're already empty.
And also entertainment.
What, movie tickets?
Movie tickets, show tickets. So all of those, and basically what I'm saying is, no, we didn't pay 300 million in property tax increases. No, we didn't pay 200 million in property tax increases. No, we didn't pay the $65 million in property tax increases, but we are going to pay $190 million
on the personal
fee
services
and expenses in personal services, car rentals. Parking your car in parking garages downtown. All of those things are going to go up. All of those things, those fees and those taxes are going to come back to taxpayers and consumers. And so, my thing is I would like to see the city become fiscally responsible with our dollars. You're asking us to pay out of our pockets, to pay more, and then you want us to applaud you because none of the city workers have to take furlough days, and you didn't have to do any layoffs, and you didn't have to cut anything from your staff. Maybe perhaps that $80,000 office renovation for your wife probably should have been checked at maybe 25 or 30. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I don't think. I look at it like this. How many billions were spent on migrants in Chicago?
563 million. Well, so on the migrants themselves, 563 million. But keep in mind that you also have the money that was paid in goods and services, which is not attached to that. And what I mean by that is what's been paid for the buses that brought them in, what was paid to maintain the facilities, what's being paid for the nurses and the doctors,
so over $1 billion,
and the people who are working within those facilities who are not Chicagoans, who are not Chicago taxpayers, those people who are making in excess of over $150 per hour to provide security, to provide nursing services. These are some of the things that the city of Chicago is paying for. That price tag is not in that $563 million price tag that you're talking about.
So y'all listen. They already showed us they don't care about taxing you. They don't care about taking your money and giving it to a non-citizen for their own agenda. I'm gonna say it again. I might have to say it 3 times. I wish I could say it 21 times.
And I keep on asking people,
like,
I need somebody to tell me why. Have y'all ever asked one of your legislators why? Those of you,
they don't know
who
they
are
play party
supporting it?
line. They toe party line. They don't have they know that's why they running away from it. That's why Brandon Johnson friends are running away. All them aldermen that was lined up with him pre-migrant is not lined up with him post the migrant election.
You
now
know what though,
they
Tyrone,
not.
I ain't even trying to hear that.
I'm
like
watching
I said,
them though.
I watch what they
City
say,
Hall.
but when I'm looking at them votes,
Emma Mitch. I'm
Emma.
gonna say Emma. She did the cut. She did the Jeanette Taylor on her. Emma Mitch. Emma Mitch. Let me say this to you. When that Mexican put his finger in your face, locked you out the room, I could count on 5 fingers how many black men stood with you when we stood up for you. Yeah, more now when I was there, when we me, I ain't gonna mention the guy's name. We was standing behind her and like really focused, and there's only 3 of us went to his office, checked him, looked for him, and told him he gonna apologize for disrespecting you. So it wasn't no 100 men standing outside those doors fighting for no black woman being disrespected. We did. A few guys that I can name on 5 fingers. I'm telling you, they might have said stuff kind of out, like in pop, but they didn't show up like, hey.
And that's what I'm saying.
You ain't gonna do that to us.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't show up.
And if you don't show up to me,
you might as well not.
You on the couch. You with the women folk. Watching the kids.
Watching.
You ain't out there in the street fighting for people that's violating us. Y'all ain't. Emma, then you turn around. After the people told you, you said it. The people told me they didn't want this and that. The same thing they did with the migrants. Said they didn't want this. And then turned around and said, I vote yes. Hey, only thing she didn't do was cry like Jeanette Taylor. Jeanette Taylor, boy, guys, she should have the acting. She is an Oscar-nominated older woman.
What'd you say? We don't care what the TV say. She is our very own.
Oh, man, she our Oscar award winner, Chicago actor.
Yes.
This woman, these people will play with us, looked at and did all the emotions. Why do they do that? Why even get up? Just vote yes.
Right.
Why play with the people? Because you think but see, that's that pimping that the pastors and they've been doing for so long. That's that pimping. Politicians and pastors, PPs, I tell you, they one and the same. We got my man William Hall is a pastor. I know. And politics. So I thought there was a separation of church and state. How God gonna watch you violate the people, your neighbor, who your Bible say, look out, take care of your neighbor, right?
There's a price, and I always say this.
And
there is a price to pay.
Oh God.
when you are working against God's people. I say that all the time.
Hey, look, I'm tell it loud, cause y'all openly violating the community. I can't wait till God punish y'all. See, y'all play too much. Everybody want to play nice. Everybody want to be politically correct. You are evil. You're evil. Y'all are evil. We got a call coming in, people, and we ready to go. So I'm telling you, is that ready, one? Hello. You're tuned in to X-Cons for Trump live on Intellectual Radio. Who are we speaking to?
Hi, Mr. Muhammad, Ms. Carter Trust. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi, I'm calling from Los Angeles. I've been following
Uh-oh.
what's going on in Chicago for the last year.
Los Angeles. Wow. We can't even get people from Chicago that's getting smacked upside the head to call.
That's what's up.
I texted you a few weeks ago, Mr. Muhammad.
Okay.
Remember, I was talking about reparations.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm calling in to say thank you for bringing attention to the issue. You guys may not know, but there are people in California, Black Americans, who have been discussing what's going on in Chicago for the last year.
Wow.
It's not unknown what's going on. It's just, the Democratic Party's policy position is open borders, right? And that was expressed by someone in Brandon Johnson's administration. I wish Mark Carter would not have deleted that live video he had, but they mentioned it there. So that is a policy position.
Absolutely.
I was calling to say that before Biden dropped out of the race, there was someone who was working on his campaign, and I told the young black man, and I said, let me pull you to the side for a second. I said, Biden is going to lose this race. And I said, Chicago and New York are going to turn red. And he got so upset with me. You don't know what you're talking about. I said, but if you give Black Americans reparations, you give us something, you guys might have a chance. But I said, as far as it goes, it's going to turn red. They did not listen. They knew that there was a problem that they had with the migrant situation, Black folks getting mad, et cetera, et cetera. They know that we feel ignored. They did not want to acknowledge the issue because, again, the party position, you look at what's going on in California, in you all jurisdictions, Illinois, state of Washington, some other places, they're now making policies that are, quote, Trump-proof, whatever jurisdiction they're in. But, again, one of the top things that they have on their policy position now is immigration, protecting the immigrant, protecting undocumented.
So if that's their policy position, what they gonna do about the citizens saying, "Hey, ICE, here they go." you can't protect them from federal government.
Right. And well, you're not gonna if they living next door to me,
I'm
you
not-
can't protect. Look,
Exactly.
here they go.
What you mean? And I've already issued, and I plan on meeting soon with some elected officials in Washington once Trump is elected, and we're gonna talk about how to organize our black men and militia against that type of tyranny. And it's real. White men got militia, and they organized to protect the borders all over there.
Yeah.
We're gonna do the same thing in the hood. Once we get our man in office, we're gonna position ourselves to deal with a lot of the issues. Because listen, you can't, and not just that. I'm not just talking about migrants. I'm talking about any terroristic effect of violence in our neighborhood, even if it's exercised by black boys that don't know no better, and those that do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, things like what happened with Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman.
Oh, Lord.
That should have never went down. And why nobody stood 10 toes down?
First of all, I don't respect his father. Ain't no way no civilian gonna hurt my son, and I don't track him down. I don't see. We so broken. We so abused.
Baby.
We get shot with our hands up. And that's not even an outrage from our elected officials.
Internalized anti-black racism. So you talked about the older woman, I believe, that was in your city.
Emma Mitz. Emma Mitz. Say her name. Hold on. How they say? Say her name. Emma Mitz. Say her name.
Where were the people to stand up for her, but to stand up for herself? Internalized anti-Black racism.
Yeah.
And that's something that we don't deal with in our community because it's so ingrained in us, it's passed down.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that. But you guys mentioned the lobbyists. What I've been trying to do, because I'm a reparations activist, is to get Black folks to understand we can't compete with that money for lobbying, but we can act like unpaid lobbyists. There's nothing stopping us unless there's a law in the books locally to write a bill and take it to your local commission, your local city council, state legislature, federal representatives. There's nothing stopping us from doing that except actually doing it.
Well, before we let you go, I'm gonna be going to LA soon to take care of some business and stuff. And I mean, I'll reach out to you when I get there. But for the listener, can you tell them, like, where you are, where they can find you, and to just talk about not fine, but social media wise, any of the issues you're talking about with reparation. I ain't trying to think you tell them where you stay. I'm not doing that. I'm saying, but just tell them, you educate them.
Yeah, my social media is private. However, you can follow some of the efforts that are going on in California for reparations and social justice because it is a blueprint for what's happening in other cities.
But is it a .com? Do y'all have an organization?
Yes. So the organization I would encourage you to follow is Coalition for Just and Equitable California, also known as CJEC, CJEC.
Okay, got it. Got it.
On Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, kind of following the efforts that are going on. And you can get a lot of education. And yes, the organization is California based, but again, our efforts are being replicated and we are connected. The organization, is connected to other organizations across the country. I personally, again, my social media is not public, but if you do a search and if you see any photos about reparations, my face may pop up. But again, just for the folks to stay plugged in. And finally, my ask, a lot of communities eat off of us.
Yeah. What? Absolutely.
We will have civil rights efforts. We will do things to try to impact Black Americans, and the comment or the pushback, the responses. Well, what about everybody else?
Yeah.
And the example I'll give is in Palm Springs and here in California, they recently had a reparations settlement. Yes, it was Latino and Black descendants who received direct cash payments, but there was a community fund that was set up as part of the reparations settlement too. So anybody could pull basically from that community fund, and that's not fair. So, I'm going to be lobbying this next administration because I tried with Biden administration, they ignore me left and right. I'm going to be lobbying for direct cash payments to descendants of American chattel slavery. But that must be done in order, and I want them to reestablish the Freedmen's Bureau so we don't have to share our advocacy with anybody. Just like the Bureau of Indian Affairs, they got all kind of money.
That's right.
Tribal money coming through.
That's right.
And we can do the same thing with the Freedmen's Bureau if they reestablish at the federal level. All that funding can come through there, and guess what? It will only go to Black Americans. And that's what I'm lobbying for. And I would love for you all, when you get close to Trump, if you get close to somebody's administration, you go to inauguration, the Freedmen's Bureau reestablished by executive order, that will really set things off to get us to become a specially protected class legally, but also offer us federal funding and so on and so forth.
Can I ask you to put your the names of those organizations in the chat so that people are able? Yeah, can you do that for me? Type those organizations in the chat and whatever contact information you're willing to put in there for people to reach out to you. We do have a couple of coalitions that are working on reparations here in Chicago, and I know that some of those people are listening in, so I would definitely want them to be able to access those contact. So please, if you could put that in the chat, that would be fantastic.
Awesome, no problem. And then, Mr. Muhammad,
Yes.
when I reach out to you again, I'll send you my email address. So, if there's a Zoom, somebody wants to get on to have a further discussion about really, by the way, I'm a lawyer, really what's legal and what can withstand a Supreme Court challenge for reparations. But again, to get our community justice, because everybody eating on us, and the time for that is over.
Well, that's my thing. All next year, I'm stretching across the country and tapping into our people with ECCSC and all the initiatives that we're doing, whether it's workforce development, reentry, wherever it may be in all these cities that we're incorporated in right now, presently. And we'll be in touch. We're gonna need your help and your wisdom on a lot of this, because this is not my wheelhouse. So you're gonna have to be able to. We're gonna have to create a table.
Yes.
See, because it's too many people talking about reparations in different cities, and we have no unified front. Everybody got some. In one city, I done heard 5 different approaches toward reparation, and we in the same city. So you think white folks finna listen to us when we don't have a real policy objective for national reparations? Forget the local. It has to move nationally. Federal government has to move this legislation. So we're gonna have to create a framework, and whatever framework we create collectively, I mean, we might have to close ourselves in a room for 3 days and just flesh this out and come out with a real new and improved Freedman document. Like that's just it.
I'm 100% in agreement with that.
And then anybody that don't get on board with what we doing and the way we just positioned ourselves in all these cities to get on, we crush them. They ain't with us. They ain't with us. They not like us. They not like us.
Cancel.
Get them out of there.
Listen. See, we get kind of a little scared to cancel folks.
Yeah, we gotta cancel.
You better start canceling folks out.
Because they playing with us. They if we don't deal with it that way, sister, we gonna have people making y'all push what you've been fighting for take even longer, and you're not gonna even be around to see it. And so we gotta start it and stand on it. And if we got 50 people, 100 people in different 5 cities, we gotta do it.
But it has to be on one accord.
All right, then. Thank you for tuning in. Send me up.
Thank you so much for calling.
Reach out. As I said, we talked before about that. So let's just get serious. The election is over. Now we need to go to work. We got to demand something from President Donald Trump.
That's it. But we got to have some legitimate to take to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. Taking a policy position for him would be great.
Yes.
All right, you lead the charge. We'll follow.
We'll follow and work.
That's right.
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
That's it. We need people to step up. That's not my expertise.
Yep.
We're going to be the voice. We're going to be at the table.
We're going to
have... Got one more. Hold on. What time is it? We got another call coming in. It's on the money, but we're going to take this call.
We're going to take it.
Yeah, so we just gotta push these people to do what they're supposed to do.
Absolutely.
I probably called back one. They may have dropped the call.
Here
come one.
Yeah, that's the same number.
So you want me to answer it? I can answer
Go
it.
ahead.
How y'all doing? You tuned in to X-Cons for Trump. How can we direct your call?
How y'all doing? You tuned in to What's up, child?
What's up? Who this?
This Ricky Skills, man.
What's up, Skills, to pay the bills?
How you been, man?
Man, we just working, man. We sitting around here, man, just figuring it out on our own, because we got to create our leaders. We can't let them give us leaders. We got to create our leaders. All right,
so that's the whole point of me calling, bro. You did, because everybody talking about everything that we got to do this, we got to do that. But they ain't said nothing about what you just said. We got to go to the young people and create our leaders, bro.
Yep. Yep.
We got to.
It said train them up. We're not training them up.
Exactly, because here's the thing. Like, I do a lot of research in the history, and what they're doing now, they've been doing ever since the 1700s.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? They've been doing since the 1700s. Now, we got Trump in office. That's the first thing. Now we got to get this. Now we got to work on these aldermen and then this mayor.
That's it.
Well, you know what? Unfortunately, some of these aldermen may not look like us the next round, and the mayor may not look like us the next round. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think we've been so caught up in color and flags and signs and symbols that we have lost our way, and we thinking that our people that look like us is our kinfolk. Right, but they are the worst pariahs of our rise than anybody. It's no longer can you blame white folks for our conditions, because the gatekeepers are alive and active.
Yes, and they look like us.
The white folks not in our neighborhood doing it to us.
No,
absolutely not.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, okay, just like I'm not the one to do all the protests and stuff. So I speak to my art. So what I'm doing now, I've been working with Zoe, and I'm doing a art series dedicated to the discrimination of how they doing the Constitution. They just walking over us like they ain't doing nothing, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they got something for everybody but black men.
Hey, I say it all the time, bro. No, they got something for you. They got something for us. Graveyards and prison. They got it. That's what they here for. Graveyards and prison, bro. They here to put black men, graveyards and prisons, and to put a dress on you. And I'm gonna say it again. The only thing they got for black men are graveyards, prison, and a dress. Now you can tell them I said it. So, hey, Skill, we'll link up, but we gotta all get on board. It's time.
You're right about that. We gotta start raising up and grooming our young people to step in. We gotta prepare them. You know, we spent some time talking about that, and it's just a matter of us coming together collectively. And like Ty said, it may mean us locking ourselves up in a room for 4 or 5 days. Like ain't nobody coming out of here until we get a plan.
The mayor can be a purple Martian as long as he's doing the right thing. That's what I'm concerned about.
And that's what it's about. That's why we said ex-cons for Trump. And he thought that was the best choice for us to get what we need at this time, because we've had 12 years of the other kind. 12 years of the other kind, and our communities look the way they look. So with that being said, Skills, man, thanks for calling in. We got to tune out, and I'll talk to you soon. Y'all are tuned in, and we're about to tune out to Ex-Cons for Trump live on Intellectual Radio with Tyrone Muhammad and Carter Trust. We thank y'all for listening, and we'll see y'all. Are we coming Tuesday? Will we back? Well, we'll see y'all Tuesday. We'll keep you posted. So thank you for tuning in, and hey, be careful out there. It's snowing and raining.
Peace. Be safe, people.